Hi, everybody. I am so excited because I am answering a little Q&A today. This Q&A, you ask, where did the questions come from? Well, guess what? The questions came from you. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying the word questions. This is going to be a fun Q&A if I already can't speak. And you know what? It will be a fun Q&A. So let's get right to it. Thank you guys for sending in questions. I love you all so much. Thank you for your support of Breakup Song. Thank you for the support of my tour. I just truly love you all very, very much. Okay, let's get to it. How do you choose what your next era will look like, and what's the hardest part about planning an EP? Well, I think this is an interesting question to answer because the Us era was always planned in a way because I knew I wanted to do a trilogy when I was working on / finish my Me EP, right? I knew I wanted to do a Me EP, a You EP, and an Us EP. However, this EP, not surprisingly, because this is how life works, has become something different-wise on the concept side than I thought it was going to be, right? It's definitely filled with more sad songs than I expected, and with that, I think I kind of dove into what I wanted the aesthetic to look like in a different way. So I don't want to give too much away about the cover art of the EP, but I definitely toyed with this idea that, stories and fairy tales don't always end the way you think that they're going to end. And I kind of leaned into that concept a little bit. So that's very much kind of where I'm going with the aesthetic of the Us era. And even with my tour, I wanted to, go into kind of this very idealized, romanticized world of love and, see where it comes from aesthetically. I'm saying a lot of words that make sense in my head, and I hope they make sense in yours, but I just think it's really funny. I don't know, you have expectations for life, and then it goes in a very different direction. And we often imagine life sometimes the way we imagine stories that we're told and fairy tales, and so I kind of wanted to play with that. So essentially I just think way too hard, and then come up with my era that way. And the hardest part also is definitely limiting the songs. Right? There's so many songs that I wanted to put on this EP, but I guess I'll have to save them for the album. What are my favorite lyrics from the Us EP? Ooh, well, I love the lyrics in Breakup Song. I think they're really good. I think that second verse has a really cool lyric. Ideas won't stop, wish I had writer's block about you, because the whole song is not wanting to write a breakup song about somebody. But I also have another lyric that I don't want to give away, that's in the bridge of a song you guys kind of haven't heard. You've heard a little bit, but not all of it. And I really like those lyrics in the bridge as well. So, what song are you most excited to play on tour? Oh God, there's so many. I'm excited to Dance With You and Worst Kind of Hurt because I'm excited to just scream the lyrics with all of you guys. But there's a few songs that I haven't released that I'm so excited to play live, which is kind of silly because you guys won't know the lyrics, and I think that's kind of the best part of tour, but I love them so much, so I'm very excited about that. After the Us era ends, what do you think will come next? Will we ever do a trilogy type of release again? I love the idea of having releases relate to each other and feel cohesive, so I definitely will be down to do some sort of trilogy or cohesive kind of releases with each other, but I'm definitely working on a debut album, which seems crazy to say and sounds almost scary for me to say, but sounds and feels right for me. I think it's time. I know in my gut it's time, and a lot of this music is kind of coming from that, so I'm excited. What are you most excited about when it comes to touring your EP? I've never toured before, so I've done one-off shows. In 2016, it felt like I toured because I did a bunch of shows that whole year, and it was amazing. That energy is unbelievable. So having that energy almost every single night for the next month in July and August, I think it's going to be really incredible, especially after the past few years of not really being connected with people in person. I'm so excited to get off on that energy, get drunk on that energy. I don't know, that answer went super weird, but I guess get intoxicated by that energy. I don't know where I'm really going with this. I think where I'm going is the idea of not being really connected with people in person for a few years and then having so much connection, I think is going to be quite intoxicating, for lack of a better word, but I'm so ready for it. I'm really really needing it and wanting it. So that's what I'm very excited about. And then my EP, I'm actually excited for the ending of this trilogy. It feels right. So I'm usually not super excited for endings, but this one I think is something I am excited for. Worst Kind of Hurt is the most personal song you've ever released. Huh, just wait for it. Is it also the most personal song you've ever written, or is there one that's even more personal? Oh, oh, there are a couple that are very personal to the point where I have to think about whether or not I want to release it, or them, because there's a few. So I'm just kind of writing them, and we'll see if they are released. There might be a few that you might hear on tour in my like unreleased section, but yeah, there's a few brutal ones. How long have you been thinking about touring? Like my whole life. No, but actually, I've always loved music, always loved singing, always loved writing songs. I always loved performing. So I've literally wanted to play shows and travel to play shows since I've been a very, very young child. Ever since then, I guess seriously, I really wanted to do it. I mean, God, I wanted to do it in 2016, and then I had so much, label drama that happened. And then when the Roxy happened, I was so ready to do it again, and then more, decisions and stuff happening for me in the music industry. Party. So I've been wanting to do it for a while. I was gonna freaking tour in 2020. So I'm definitely ready. Okay, last question. Was there a song on the Us EP that you wanted to add but got scrapped because it didn't fit the theme? Yes, for sure. There were a couple. And even, if I'm being really honest, Dance With You, and even I Want to Know What It's Like, feel a little out of place on the EP because there's so many sad songs. And I Want to Know What It's Like is quite moody, so it can fit. And then Dance With You is just very happy and joyful, which I do love. So that's been really interesting, trying to figure out how it all fits together. But I like the idea of it being there because it still kind of fits this fairy tale aspect, especially because it was in the royal treatment. But there was definitely a few other songs that I toyed with putting it on the EP. And I wouldn't even say it didn't necessarily fit the theme. It just didn't feel like it was the right time to put them out yet. So get ready for that. I think there will be some songs that you guys are gonna miss that I've showed sneak previews of, but I promise you, there is a lot more music coming. So I'm excited. In the meantime, keep streaming and listening to Breakup Song, and thank you for being here, and I love you all. Yes, and thank you for following this account. I know it's kind of strange to have this new Laura Marano, Team Laura account, but I really am so thankful for it and excited that we can kind of continue some activities while I'm off filming this other project for you guys. I love you all so much, and it got so dark, like life. Hey, I love you. Bye.